Hello students, today we will be seeing histology of the stomach part 2. In the first video, we have studied one important slide and that was of histology of fundus part of stomach. Today we will be studying histology of the pyloric part of the stomach. Now as we have already seen that stomach is a hollow muscular organ that lies between esophagus and duodenum. It has three parts: fundus, body, and pylorus, and it has two ends: cardiac end and pyloric end. Histologically, the stomach shows three regions. Cardiac region, this is a small part that lies at the cardiac end. Fundic or the body region, which includes the fundus and body of the stomach. And pyloric region, this is the lower or the pyloric part of the stomach which connects the stomach to the duodenum. Now, I'm sure that you have seen the video of part 1 where we had described the fundus part of the stomach. So, considering that, we will directly go on to study histology of the pyloric region of the stomach. Now, this region shows 4 layers from within outwards: mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and serosa. Now this is a hand-drawn diagram of the pyloric part of the stomach. This is the luminal surface. So what we see here innermost is the mucosa, showing the three parts: lining epithelium, the lamina propria, and the muscularis mucosae. Next comes the submucosa. Then is the muscularis externa, and finally outermost is the serosa. Now let us see each of these in a little detail. The mucosa, as I said, shows 3 layers: lining epithelium, lamina propria, and muscularis mucosae. Epithelium here is lined by tall columnar mucous cells which are called as the surface mucous cells. Lamina propria shows the pyloric glands. Gastric pits of the pyloric glands are deeper and occupy almost 2/3 of the thickness of the entire mucosa. Pyloric glands are shorter than the fundic glands, and the glands here occupy only the lower half or lower 1/3 of the thickness of the mucosa. This is in reverse to what we had seen in fundus part of the stomach. So what we see here is the mucosa, the lining epithelium, which is lined by tall columnar surface mucous cells which have an oval basally placed nucleus. This what we see here is the gastric pit. So as is seen in this diagram, the gastric pit is deep, occupies almost 2/3 the thickness of the mucosa, and the lower part here what we see are the pyloric glands. The glands, as we see, are lined by cuboidal cells which have got a flattened nucleus towards the base of the cell. Pyloric glands are coiled branched tubular glands with wider lumen as compared to the fundic glands. These glands are lined by only one type of cells that are similar to the mucous neck cells. These cells produce mucus. So we see the two types of cells that are seen here. The cells seen in the lining epithelium, called as the surface mucous cells, tall columnar cells with an oval basal nucleus, whereas the cells which are seen in the pyloric glands are cuboidal cells having a flattened nucleus towards the basal lamina. Occasionally, enteroendocrine cells are also present. G cells are present in the deeper parts of the pyloric glands and secrete gastrin. The features of the lamina propria, muscularis mucosae, and submucosa are same as that seen in the fundus of stomach. We then go on to see the muscularis externa. This has a thicker circular smooth muscle layer, and that is what forms the pyloric sphincter. The serosa. Stomach is covered by a connective tissue layer with mesothelial lining of visceral peritoneum. This diagram shows us the muscularis externa. What we see here is a thick inner circular layer of smooth muscle fibers, and that is what forms the thick pyloric sphincter. And we also see here the outer longitudinal layer of smooth muscle fibers. These two constitute the muscularis externa, whereas the serosa is seen here as the outermost part, and that is made up of connective tissue, blood vessels, and adipocytes. Now we see a low power view of a slide of the pyloric part of the stomach. This is the luminal surface. What we see here is the mucosa. We see here the gastric pits, which are deep, occupying almost 2/3 of the thickness of the mucosa. And in the lower part, occupying the lower 1/3, we see the pyloric glands. We also see the muscularis mucosae, the submucosa made up of dense connective tissue, and we see the muscularis externa showing thick layer of inner circular smooth muscle layer. This is an aperio-image-scope picture of the pyloric part of the stomach. Again here we appreciate the mucosa showing the lining epithelium, the gastric pits occupying 2/3 of the thickness of mucosa. Pits here are deep. We also see the lower 1/3 of mucosa occupied by the pyloric glands, the muscularis mucosae, the submucosa, and the muscularis externa. In a high power view here, we see the cells of the lining epithelium, the tall columnar cells with a oval basal nucleus, and we also see a magnified view of the pyloric gland, which is lined by cuboidal cells with a flattened nucleus at the base. Cells appear empty since the mucus gets washed away during tissue preparation. Another aperio-image-scope picture showing a high power view of the mucosa of the pyloric part of the stomach. What we see here is the lining epithelium, tall columnar cells with oval basal nucleus, and we also see part of the pyloric glands, cuboidal cells, or at places even pyramid shaped cells with a flattened nucleus towards the base. And as I've said earlier, these cells secrete mucus, and that is what gets washed away during the tissue preparation for H&E staining, and that's the reason why the cells appear empty. The salient features for spotting for a slide of stomach pylorus TS would be presence of deep gastric pits, presence of lamina propria containing pyloric glands, and presence of thickened circular smooth muscle layer forming the pyloric sphincter. Now we have studied in both the videos of stomach the two important slides, histology of fundus of stomach and histology of pylorus of stomach. Now let us just see the comparison or the differences between these two slides. Now, if we consider the gastric pits, in fundus or body of stomach, the pits are shallow and they occupy the upper 1/3 of the thickness of mucosa, while in the pyloric region of stomach, the pits are deeper. They occupy about 2/3 of the thickness of the mucosa. As far as the glands are concerned, the glands occupy the lower 2/3 of the thickness of the mucosa in fundus or body of stomach, while they occupy the lower 1/3 of the thickness of mucosa in the pyloric region of stomach. As far as the coiling at the base of the glands is concerned, these are less coiled in the fundus or body of stomach and they are more coiled in the pyloric region of stomach. The lumen of the glands is narrow in fundus of stomach and it is wide in pylorus of stomach. The cells seen in the glands of fundus or body of stomach are the parietal cells, the chief cells and the mucous neck cells, while in the pyloric region, the glands are mostly lined by only one type of cells and those are the mucus secreting cells. This here is a comparison between the diagrams of stomach fundus and stomach pylorus. Now, as we can see here, the gastric pits extend only up to the upper 1/3 in the fundus of stomach, while they are deep and they extend up to the upper 2/3 of the thickness of the mucosa in stomach pylorus. The glands in the fundus of stomach occupy the lower 2/3 of the thickness of the mucosa, while in pylorus they occupy only the lower 1/3 of the thickness of mucosa. The features of the muscularis mucosae, submucosa are similar in both the slides. When we move on to the muscularis externa, here in stomach fundus, we can appreciate the inner oblique, middle circular and outer longitudinal layers of smooth muscle fibers, whereas in stomach pylorus, we appreciate only the inner circular and outer longitudinal layers. The inner circular layer is very thick and that is what forms the pyloric sphincter. Features of serosa are similar in both the slides. Now, let us also see a comparison between the actual low power view of stomach fundus and stomach pylorus. What we see here are the fundic glands and what we see here are the pyloric glands. We appreciate the gastric pits here, shallow, only occupying the upper 1/3 of the mucosa. Pits here are deep, occupying the upper 2/3 of the mucosa. Glands here occupy the lower 2/3 of mucosa and glands here seen only in the lower 1/3 of the mucosa. The muscularis externa showing 3 layers, inner oblique, middle circular and outer longitudinal, whereas muscularis externa showing here 2 well differentiated layers, a thick inner circularly arranged smooth muscle layer that forms the pyloric sphincter and a thin outer longitudinal layer of smooth muscle fibers. So that was how we differentiate between the slide of stomach fundus and stomach pylorus. So with this, we have studied the 2 important slides in histology of stomach. Slide of histology of fundus of stomach, which we did in the first video, and histology of pylorus of stomach, which we have done in this video. For further reference, you can read Sontakke Yogesh, Textbook of Human Histology by CBS Publishers and Distributors Private Limited, New Delhi, 2020, page numbers 206 to 208. Thank you.